engine, combined with existing business, government, and crowdsourced social data sets, and subsequently assigned an alert level that determines when the community and the authorities should be notified of a concern. Now, stop right here. Just in case you think this might be a good idea, let me help you with something. You say, yeah, I tell you what, that's too much crime in our neighborhood, and we need to have that fixed. Put that robot out there, and he'll figure out what's going on. He'll call law while we're all asleep. Sounds good. Because they're going to prevent the crime from happening. Here's the punchline. What if it's determined, because I doubt very seriously that these computers will be King James only. I doubt that very seriously. What if it's determined that because the robot knows that you go to church, or it knows that you watch Pastor Mike online, or it knows that you're reading a King James Bible, or it knows this, or it knows that? What if it was decided that being a Bible Christian, as opposed to being like a Paul Crouch one, all right? What if it was determined that being a Bible Christian was illegal and against the law? Say, oh, Hoggard, you're just like so far-fetched. No, I'm not. Did you read the story about a man in Pakistan tried, convicted, and executed for heresy because of the Bible? You know, that's Pakistan, right? Well, coming to an American neighborhood near you, can you and I not wipe the film off our eyes and see that we are nearing a time in the United States of America, or as Jimmy Swaggart used to say, New-United States, the United States of America, can we not see a time when Bible Christianity will be illegal, will be outlawed, we will be considered armed and extremely dangerous? Not because we blew up a school bus, not because we shot up a mall, not because we exploded a building, but because we believe the Bible gives us freedom here. And you can't put us in bondage because we know the truth, and the truth makes us free. It doesn't set us free, it makes us free. So what if it's determined that Bible Christianity is illegal? Well, then it stinks to be a Bible Christian, but only for a little while. Okay? You know, I saw this on Missouri license plates several years ago, and I don't know what it's trying to portray. Here is a Texas license plate, and I want you to, I don't know if you can see it. Hang on here. See the DNA? See that? It's on both sides. There it is, right there, right under the B, right over the B. There we go. Let's see here. This is from who is this from? Harry. He said, I thought I'd share what the newer Texas plates feature. Did the two security strands, so-called on the Texas DMV website, look familiar? He said, I've seen these plates all year, but the security strands are not visible until the sunlight hits them just right, and I investigated on a parked car. Perhaps they are visible at night in headlights, but as I rarely travel at night in the dark, I do not know. Like I say, I've seen that on Missouri, and I don't know why that's on there. It's interesting to me, but I don't have a clue why it's on there. FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigations. FBI, impending inquiry into IRS targeting of conservative groups. Oh, impeding the inquiry. House Chief Investigator says the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigators, is stonewalling his inquiry into whether the agency and the Internal Revenue Service targeted a conservative group called True. True the Vote for special scrutiny, and Representative Darrell E. Issa is now threatening subpoenas. I'm just pronouncing it the way it's spelled. Subpoenas. To try to pry loose the information from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Mr. Issa, a California Republican, and Representative Jim Jordan of Ohio are leading the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. They also said the FBI is refusing to turn over any documents related to its own investigation into the IRS scandal, which began in the days after an auditor's report revealed the tax agency had improperly targeted Tea Party groups for special scrutiny. I went to a Tea Party meeting. Actually, it was not like an organized, hey, let's vote for this thing. But it was one of the first Tea Party gatherings in downtown St. Louis. It was on April 15th, I remember that. We went out there passing out leaflets and things like that. I shot video of people. And for all the haters out there, you want to send me a racist email because I went to a Tea Party thing, I will tell you that we were all out there, red and yellow, black and white. They were all out there. You know what they were all doing? I was stunned and amazed at this. I didn't just see all these white Caucasian business-suited conservative Republicans out there. I saw people from all walks of life, from all racial profiles out there who were saying, that's enough. Stop right here. Quit spending money and stealing it from us and then stealing it, borrowing it against our grandchildren. Stop it. That's what they were doing. Anyway, this is interesting to me. Do you really believe that there is a la différence, pardon my French, between men and women? You think there's a difference? I think there is. The Bible says there is a difference. What does the Bible say about men and women? About the difference? Well, let's say in a biblical home, a husband and wife situation. Who's to be the head of the family? The Bible says that it's the husband. Why? He is stronger in physique. He is more analytical in his thoughts, and so on. There are biblical, and I'm just giving you the biblical analysis of it. You can hate it if you want to, but it's the Bible and it's true. The Bible describes the woman as the weaker vessel, and yet we are to give honor to her as the weaker vessel. I mean, stop and think about it. Let's use that terminology like in your home. My grandpa, and I have it at home. I'm polishing it up right now. My grandpa loved chewing tobacco, and he had him a little spit tune he always kept by his chair to spit in, all right? And he'd bend over and like that and spit that stuff out in there, and I had that spit tune at home. It was made out of brass. It was fairly sturdy, and Peepaw, that's what we called him, don't make fun of me. Peepaw always kept that like down at his feet. And it didn't matter if his foot hit it. Didn't matter if it, if it got a little scratched. Didn't matter. It was tough. It could handle it. Okay? It really wasn't the vessel of honor. You get what I'm saying, all right? However, Meemaw had these very beautiful little ornately designed ceramics. And she had them in her living room, which my grandparents' old house had a living room on one end and a den on the other, and we never went into the living room. We was always in the den, all right, because that's where the TV was. hardly ever went into the living room. And that's where Meemaw's very ornate, delicate, beautiful little ceramic things were up. And they were up on this shelf, up high enough to where little Mikey couldn't reach them when he was little. Why? Because they were very beautiful, they were very precious, they were very delicate, and they were very fragile. But they were put in a place of honor. That's how the Bible describes this. Are there differences between male and female? Absolutely. Not just the plumbing, not just other things, even in how men and women process information. And so there is an article here. This is, let's see, what website? The independent.co.uk. This is from their science editor, Steve Connor. Their hardwired difference between male and female brains could explain why men are, quote, better at map reading. That's what it says. A pioneering study has shown for the first time, now that's not true. The Bible's been saying this for years. The Bible's been saying this. Pioneering study has shown for the first time that the brains of men and women are wired up differently, which could explain some of the stereotypical differences in male and female behavior, scientists have said. Research has found that many of the connections in a typical male brain run between the front and the back of the same side of the brain, whereas in women the connections are more likely to run from side to side between the left and right hemispheres of the brain. This difference in the way the nerve connections in the brain are hardwired occurs during adolescence, when many of the secondary characteristics, such as facial hair in men and stuff in women, develop under the influence of hormones, the study found. I'm G-rating this article as I'm reading it, by the way. The researchers believe the physical differences between the two, male and female, in the way the brain is hardwired could play an important role in understanding why men are, in general, better at spatial tasks involving muscle control, while women are better at verbal tasks involving memory and intuition. I already know this. I already know this. Honey, where are we? Sweetie Pie, we're on Highway 55. We're headed north. We're about 10 miles from where we're supposed to be going. We're going to get up there and we're going to turn right. Oh, yeah, how do you know this? Well, I just know it. I just know that's where it is. Okay? I just don't, you know, they tease men about men don't like to ask for directions. Okay? We don't like to ask them for directions. Okay? But anyway, psychological testing has consistently indicated a significance between the two, male and female, in the ability to perform various mental tasks, with men outperforming women in some tests and women outperforming men in others. Now there seems to be a physical explanation, the scientists said. These maps show us a stark difference and complementary in the architecture of the human brain that helps to provide a potential neural basis as to why men excel at certain tasks and women at others. What we've identified is that when looked at in groups, there are connections in the brain that are hardwired differently in men and women. Functional tests have already shown that when they carry out certain tasks, men and women engage different parts of